Hello.
How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. So this is Marelize Fourie, and she completed our 2-month program, and you lost how much weight?
9 kilos. Very proud.
Yeah, and how tall are you?
I'm 1.68.
Wow. That's actually a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about yourself before you started the program.
So I've always been quite active. I've been a gymnast all my life. After school, I kept going tried the gym. I've been doing boot camp. I always thought I've been eating healthily. And surprise, surprise, I started battling with my weight. So it was always the odd 5, 6, 7 kilos that I thought I could lose that I picked up after the birth of my daughter that I've had.
So it was like you started this program because you thought that, okay, so there's got to be some way of losing this weight, and you couldn't find a way to do it.
I think there were 2 reasons. I don't do diets. So I thought I need somebody that can coach me a little bit about food and the impacts on my body. So I think that was definitely the one decision. I also did it for health reasons and not just for weight reasons.
Yes.
So since last year, I didn't feel myself. I had burning muscles and all kinds of symptoms that I didn't understand. And I thought, no, something's happening in my body, and it must be what I eat. And that's really why I started doing this.
Did your muscles still burning?
No, not at all. It's gone.
It's good. Maybe you're not training hard enough.
Yeah, it's an interesting point because I think typically we've also been indoctrinated. We must calories in, calories out.
Yeah.
And it has been part of my thinking, my thought pattern. Nowadays, I'm exercising for the fun of it, and not to lose weight, and that's actually a very nice place to be in.
Yeah. It's a funny thing, the calories in, calories out philosophy.
Yeah.
Is it actually causes the thyroid to slow down when you're counting calories. When you're trying to go expend more calories than what you're putting in.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thyroid doesn't like it.
Thyroid doesn't like it. Yeah.
Nobody teaches that at school.
Exactly. Exactly. And what were your thoughts on the program before doing it? I know we went back and forth a few times, and there was skepticism. And
it took me a while to decide. I think it just sounded impossible. First, I didn't quite believe it.
Too good to be true.
And I really had to get my head straight. So I know we engaged towards the end of the year, and I only started in the year, and it was really just because I knew if I'm going to do this, then I have to commit. But yeah, I didn't quite believe it until the first week, and then I started seeing results, and that's amazing.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, that's obviously inspires you and motivates you to keep going.
Yeah.
Like something is actually happening.
No, 100%. You don't have to wait 4 weeks before you start seeing actually it's working.
Yeah.
So that was very good.
Okay, and how long has it been since you finished the program?
So I finished first week in March, and I am still losing weight, which is good. I was very short of my goal weight when I finished the program, but I've reached it now, which is really nice to say.
Nice. Yeah. And do you see it as being like a lifestyle going forward? Is it sustainable?
No, definitely. No, look, I think it is a lifestyle. I think you have to make that decision. It's not something you're going to do for 2 months, get the results, and then go back to old habits. Yeah. It definitely is sustainable. It's not hard. I think I just read labels a lot more carefully nowadays. I actually know now how to read a label, which I didn't know before. Yeah. And it is definitely a lifestyle. Yeah, it's just something, and you just feel so much better. So why not?
Yeah, it's funny with that label thing. It's like you realize that most of the chain stores are laden with foods that are full of carcinogens and things that are bad for you, and fat burning blockers, and endocrine disruptors, and all these kinds of things. And I think what people don't realize is that the food industry is in it for profit. That's what they're doing. Profit. So they've got to put like loads of it on the shelves, so they've got to keep it preserved. And if it's being preserved on the shelf, it's being preserved in your stomach as well. So it doesn't digest, and it's going to be spiral unhealthy.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely. I was this thing about you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
At least now I know a lot more, but I realize it's a learning thing. You're constantly going to
Yeah.
learn new things.
And were you nervous when you started?
Yeah, very, because I'm very hard on myself. I also knew with you coaching and checking in daily, that's sort of that added responsibility. You know, big brother
Being
is
held
watching.
accountable. Yeah.
So, which I think that's definitely a benefit from a coaching point of view.
Yeah.
To have that. Also, very nice to have a go-to person. If you're not
Yeah.
sure, if you're standing in the shop and you just don't know what to do, you will always just a text away, which is great.
Yeah. On that point, how did you find my coaching style? Did you like the way I coached you?
No, I loved it. I think it's inspirational. It's motivating. I was a little bit scared of weighing every Sunday, but
Yeah.
because it's a you're either in or out. You have to do it properly, but you were always supportive. You always had an answer for what has happened in that week if you weren't sure about what's happening with your weight. So that was very nice to have.
Yeah. So did you start to get more and more confidence in me as we went along?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it is, and it is, trial and error in the beginning. You don't know what to expect, but definitely it became very apparent that you're always there to guide and to educate, which I've really enjoyed as part of the program.
Right. And how did you feel, like physically and even mentally, in the initial stages of the program?
Yeah. Look, there's definitely in the beginning a little bit of, I think your body goes into shock. I couldn't do my boot camp as actively as I wanted to. I just didn't have the energy. But I think as your body got used to it, you really started getting the energy, that mental clarity that everyone talks about is a real thing. So yeah, all in all, physically you sleep better, so it's all good.
Were you before the program? Were you not sleeping well?
Very disrupted. I think.
Really?
Yeah. So sometimes you're better to fall asleep. Sometimes you wake up during the night, and that definitely has improved.
Good. So you find that you're having more sustained, longer sleep?
Yes.
That's quite interesting. You fall asleep easier.
Yeah. And I mean that's critical, just to be able
Absolutely.
to be productive and upbeat. Sleep is an effect on everything. So very important.
Even as far as weight loss goes.
Yeah.
The recovery and the burn for fat.
Yes. Yeah.
Okie dokie. And do you feel? I know for you it was like a real investment for you. And you had to think about this from a financial perspective when you paid for the program.
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy for you to just fork out the money that you spent.
No.
Do you feel at this point that it was money well spent?
No, absolutely. I think the big thing is knowledge is power. Nobody can take that away from you.
Totally.
It's also nice to know that you're still around, that one can check in with if you're not sure. So it's not after 2 months you just disappear. And for me, who don't believe in diet products and quick fixes, it's definitely just sets me up for my future in terms of my weight management and my health, which is very important.
It's an interesting thing, It's like the old saying where they go, it's 10 rand to tap with a hammer, but it's 10,000 rand to know where to tap.
Fantastic. And that was very evident on the program.
All right, and you kind of know that this is the way forward for you, and it's like
no, it's non-negotiable. I think it would be silly to think after 2 months that you can sustain it by going back to normal habits. So it definitely is the way.
You did a great job on it. I mean, you knew the process was working, and you just followed the process standard. Every week you never faltered. And you pushed it hard, and now after the program you can obviously see the benefits of living your life like it's making it a little bit easier. As far as food. products that you can have,
Yes.
after the program and that. And
No, I love the second food list. It was a lot more.
That is the first food list.
The first
This food list is water.
It felt like that. But actually, what I loved about the initial stages was you never ever get hungry.
Yes.
So, if you start eating the right stuff. And now, when I get hungry, I have to think, okay, why am I getting hungry?
Yeah.
What am I eating wrong? So it's the constant awareness
Yeah.
of your body and how it's responding.
Yeah.
But yes, there is a life after the first 2 months, a
Yeah.
good life. I think there's a lot of things you can experiment with. My pantry at home there's a lot less food in there, so that's also quite nice. You don't buy these volumes of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It actually works out cheaper.
Yeah, it does. It does in the long run. It definitely works out cheaper.
Yeah.
So it's very sustainable.
Yeah. I had a guy start about 2 weeks ago, and after his first shopping spree, he WhatsApped me and he said, I can't believe I spent 500 rand at the shop today where I normally spend like 1,500 rand.
Yeah.
Like you only realize at that point how much you've been eating. It's like not being good.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
And then, so why, like you say, you didn't get hungry after a while. I mean, obviously in the beginning there's a little bit of hunger there, but I try not to push my clients too much into a hunger thing. Make it like a really uncomfortable thing. Although there is a little bit of like, okay, so let's try, go a bit longer without food kind of thing. Like, I don't know if I can do this, and then I can do it. But there was no like big jump into like a starvation thing.
No, never ever. So when you introduced the program, we had 2 options: either 2-day meal or 3-day meal. And I immediately just went for the 2-day meal.
Yes.
And even on after 2 meals a day, and even on 2 meals a day, it was very comfortable. I have tried intermittent fasting before. It was fairly easy for me always, but this was super easy. You almost had to remind yourself, okay, you actually need to eat now. But I know you say don't eat if you're not hungry.
Yes.
But it really, if you want to combine this, and I know it's optional, and I chose to do that. It's just so much easier to eat and to plan for meals because the intermittent fasting and your plan just goes hand in hand.
Yeah, you even did a few prolonged fasts.
Yes, like a 24-hour fast with very easy. I think the biggest thing is your mind, it's your brain.
Yes.
Your brain tells you, hey, you should be eating.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest habit. It wasn't hunger pains. It was just really, it is a little bit of a change in mindset.
So then tell us a little bit about yourself. Like what do you do for a living?
So I've got a desk job, unfortunately, which makes it difficult for me to get my 10,000 steps a day. I'm in HR. I look after a team of HR people in a construction environment.
Oh, wow.
So it is quite stressful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think even through the program, it was easier to manage the stress. Some of your supplements, I think, that you recommend also helps a lot.
Yes.
Because dealing with people every day can take its toll.
Yeah. I mean, that was the other thing I wanted to ask you was, I know there was a few times in the program you'd say to me, "Oh, this week's been extremely stressful."
Yes.
And we noticed with those periods that you lost less weight in that period. So it's interesting how the stress blocks weight loss. However, you still did quite well because you would not lose.
Yes, it's just sort of gone from a kilo to half a kilo.
Half a kilo,
It's just slowed it down.
Yeah. Wow. Would you recommend this program to anybody?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Look, I think it is an investment. But if people really start adding up the amount of money we spend on weight loss products, that doesn't work.
And are not healthy normally.
Yes. And excessive food bills that really comes down over time with this eating program. It's absolutely worth it. I think I would definitely recommend it to anybody who, I think especially women, women in menopause is a big thing out there. And we get so desperate because whatever you do, it doesn't work. So definitely.
Just on that question, So do you find that you have less attention on your health now? Like, like a lot of people worry about cancer and they worry
Oh,
about this.
absolutely. Yeah, I actually forgot to mention that. That was the third reason why I started it. Because we've seen increasingly in our organization and just among our friends, heart diseases and cancer is completely on the increase. And I know what you eat has got a massive role to play.
Yeah.
So it was just this awareness. I am a single mom and I still want to be around with my daughter for many
Yeah.
more years.
Yeah.
And that was the third reason why I really actively started looking at something that's sustainable and a life change.
Well, I really appreciate the fact that you looked at my program, and I know, there's so much rubbish out there, like pushing all sorts of diets on people and all sorts of other things on people. I see there's a thing going around about these gummies that you can eat.
Yes, I saw keto gummies. They even call it.
And you lose like 20 kilograms in 2 weeks. Eating gummies, I'm up for that. And it's all fads, and it unfortunately puts a bit of doubt into these programs that do work. So it's like I know myself. It's like I've been eating like this for 10 years, and I have absolutely no attention on my body and how if I'm going to get sick or some disease. Or, I have no problem with my heart.
Yeah.
The other thing, also, it's quite interesting. I went to the doctor about 3 years ago. I was not 3 years ago, 4 years ago in the United States, and I was doing a program there, and they had to give me a medical before I did the program. And they asked me, "How old are you?" And I said, "Well, I was 52." I said, "I'm 52," and he was like, "You have the heart of like a 17-year-old boy,"
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, he's like, "What pills do you take?" I was like, "Don't."
Not yeah.
Yeah. Blood pressure was in range. Everything was in range. So that's just an indicator. So look, that's why I'm always so confident. Anyway, thank you very much for doing this for me, Marelise. You did so well on the program. Like, you're one of my favorite people on the program, and we'll stay in touch going forward. And you know that I'm always available for your questions.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, and thanks for sticking with me and believing in me.